welcome back to my channel. Today I am just hanging out in my office, which is also my walk-in closet. I'm just writing down some recipes that I have in one notebook. I'm just transferring them over to my other one. Today I'm going to be making my hubby's favorite, some crouton crusted pork chops. This is going to be a cook with me video. So I'm going to first just show you guys, I'm going to roll my pen, just show you guys my recipe, and then we'll get started on our cooking. So yeah, that's going to be today. It's going to be a cook with me, and I'll also have this recipe down below. And by the way, I am Busy Mama T, so I'm going to try and get this meal done in less than an hour. So the first thing I do is I always preheat my oven. I'm preheating it to 350. Now I'm just assembling my plates so I can do my flour, egg, and breadcrumb mixture. Usually the flour I do about half a cup. I don't want to do too much. And then I try to do 3 large eggs. And if you get shell attracts shell. So just go in there with a piece of shell and take it out. That's a good tip. I'm also going to add in some spicy brown mustard. I usually just do 1 tablespoon. Now I'm going to add half a cup of milk. You can choose your kind. I do the fat-free lactate. Part of my family is lactose intolerant. You can use whole milk, fat-free, regular milk, 1% milk, up to you. And I just hit it with a little bit of paprika and then some salt and some pepper. Now I'm going to blend up our croutons. I have cheese and garlic. It usually just takes 10 to 15 seconds. You want them extremely ground, just like breadcrumbs. Just give it a few pulses. This was a brand new food processor, so I kind of got a little bit carried away with it, but oh well, it was super fun. I love new things for my kitchen. Now I'm just putting it on one of the plates so I can get my breading station set up. Just going in with some flour, then egg, and then finally we're going to go into the breadcrumb. You know the routine. Make sure you get it on there really well and an even coat. Now I'm going to show you one more. I always start with the flour. Use one hand for the dry, one hand for the wet. Even layer of the wet ingredients and back into the breadcrumbs. Perfect. It cooks so much easier that way. And I'm just going to fast forward through this. That way you don't have to see me cooking every single one. And here we have the chops. So I'm just going to throw them into the preheated oven. Remember, it's at 350. I usually let these go for at least 15 to 20 minutes. Definitely double check them at 15 minutes. And we're going to get started on some potatoes. I just have the plain old russet Idaho potatoes. I always start by peeling them. And these ones, since they are going to be a mashed potato, I just slice them up right after, because keep in mind they are cooking in water. So I definitely drain out all that water afterwards. So it's totally fine if you just peel them and slice them right up. And it's okay if you leave a little bit of the skin on there. It's perfectly fine. They don't have to be perfect. These are homemade. I would definitely say russets are not usually the potatoes I go for. I normally go for the red boiling potatoes. Either those or the Yukon Gold or fingerlings, but these ones happen to be on sale. I believe I only paid $2.49 for a 10-pound bag, so that was definitely a sale I couldn't pass up. So I'm just finishing up. I believe I used a total of 6 potatoes, and we are a family of 5. And I'm just going to go ahead and give them a slice, as thin as I can. I do want them to cook as fast as possible. Cutting them this thin, they should boil and be tender within 15 to 20 minutes. So just in time for our chops, they might even be done a little bit sooner. That's perfectly fine. As soon as I get them sliced up, I just throw them directly into my pot here. I'm just using my Dutch oven, and that's only because that was the first pot that I saw. It's really up to you. If you have just, your basic quart, that's perfectly fine. Just something that you can boil the potatoes in. Now, I let mine come up to a boil, so always remember, bring to boil, reduce to simmer. Because if you leave them boiling, what will happen is the starch from the potatoes will cause the water to overboil. And that's when you get that huge mess all over your stovetop. So definitely keep in mind, as soon as you come up to a boil, reduce it down to simmer because of the starch. And there's my pot. It's boiling. I'm going to let it do its thing. I'll ignore it for now. So the potatoes have been boiling for a good 15 minutes. So now I turned it off. I'm going to go and drain them in the sink, bring them back. My handy dandy little helper, Alina, is going to smash them with just a little bit of milk, salt, and pepper. So we're just going to throw maybe a cup of milk in just to get it going. It's about a cup. And then we have to hit it with some salt and pepper. As soon as you get a liquid in there, you want to keep in mind it's a good idea to start smashing. The pan is still hot and it will start to evaporate any liquid that you have in there. Definitely on the pepper, keep it to your preference. My hubby loves pepper, so I tend to go a little heavy, and some cheese, why not? And for the corn, I chose to do can. Our corn's not really in season, so can's perfectly fine. Don't feel bad. I just have it mixing here. I believe I added a total of 3 cans. I did drain them. I wanted to try and prevent a lot of the liquid from going in. Salt and pepper I have going in now just to give the corn some flavor. You just basically, you're just warming up the corn essentially. Just as soon as it's warm and cooked through, you're more than welcome to just turn it off and move it away from the burner. That's really all we're doing here. We just took a shortcut with the can because, like I said, here in Arizona, the corn isn't really that great, and honestly, I found it cheaper by just getting it with the can. So now at the very last moment, I do add some butter. Keep in mind, we did actually bake our chops, so we saved a lot of calories. Let's indulge, people. Why not? Just 1 tablespoon. Also threw 1 tablespoon in the mashed potatoes, and that's it, guys. Here's my my plate at the very end. I hope you guys like it. That's the final plate. Hi guys. So I did take off my glasses. I did get a little sweaty cooking up our meal. So it did take me about an hour and 10, an hour and 15 to get everything done from start to finish. I know my goal was an hour, but it's perfectly fine. I'm not worried about about it. So I hope you guys do enjoy that meal. Again, I will link everything down below if anyone wants to, jot it down. It's a really simple dish and we love it. So thank you guys so much for watching. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, please definitely follow me on Instagram. It's at busymamatee, the same as on here. And I hope you guys have a very nice evening.